What is going on today, guys? My name's Alex. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about whether or not a Freightliner Cascadia is a more fuel efficient vehicle than my 2022 Ram 2500 Power Wagon, and the shocking answer is yes. So with gas prices being such a heavy topic of discussion these days, I figured we'd talk a little bit about fuel economy with the Power Wagon. Now, obviously the Power Wagon is not a very fuel efficient vehicle, but I do still love it. And if you are going to be buying a heavy duty truck for its fuel economy, you're not really the sharpest knife in the drawer to begin with. So I'm not bad mouthing the Power Wagon. It is what it is. Like I said, I still love it. But anyways, let's get into the video. So earlier this week, I was test driving a Freightliner Cascadia. I was just doing a little bit of engine work there, making sure it was all good. But I was curious in the fuel economy. So while I was going down the highway, I recorded a couple clips here, and I'll show you guys the fuel economy of this Freightliner Cascadia. So we are driving a Freightliner, a big girl truck, and look at that fuel economy compared to the Power Wagon. 17.5 liters per 100K. Now, we are just bobtailing, but still, this thing weighs an absolute ton. I'll have to look up how much this thing weighs, but, and look, it's going down. Now, that is crazy. So after going about 10 kilometers down the highway, my average fuel economy was 17.4 liters per 100K, or just about 13.5 miles per gallon, which I thought was pretty incredible. Now, I was bobtailing, like I mentioned, which just means there's no trailer behind it. It's just the tractor going down the highway. What do you guys think that thing weighs? I'm gonna let you guys guess. That Freightliner weighs just under 18,000 pounds. It has a 13-liter Detroit diesel engine. The GVWR on that truck is just about 60,000 pounds, meaning you can have 60,000 pounds across all three axles, which is kind of crazy. The thing's like 14 feet tall, as well as having 35-inch tires and having 10 of them, and it still gets that kind of fuel economy. I thought it was kind of interesting. Now, I haven't checked the Power Wagon's fuel economy in a little bit here, but I do know over the weekend we have done a good mix of city as well as highway driving, so my suspicion is it's going to be higher than 17.4 liters per 100K, but there's only one way to find out. We got to get in here and see what's going on. Usually I don't like to know my fuel economy because it's just really never that good. Well, I completely lied to you guys. I thought it'd be much higher. 17.1 liters per 100K, not the best, but I guess technically still lower than the Freightliner. But still, it is pretty wild how close both vehicles' fuel economies are when you compare the two. You know, a pickup truck versus a legit highway semi-truck that weighs 2.5 times more than this. So yes, the fuel economy numbers may be similar, but I'm sure some of you guys are saying, well, this was city and highway, where the Freightliner was only on the highway. Well, I did a 30-kilometer loop with that Freightliner, and some of it was in the city as well as some on the highway. So I'll show you the clip of the actual final fuel economy numbers for the Freightliner. So we're about halfway through my little road test, 17 kilometers driven. We are back up to 19.7 average liters per 100K. We are going uphill though. Yeah, it is kind of crazy how efficient these big trucks are. So there you go, just over 30 kilometers with some city driving sprinkled in there. 21.3 liters per 100K. Wow, not the worst. Like, this thing is massive. Like, look how big these freaking tires are. 2 drive axles, and yet you're still getting that efficiency out of this thing. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how efficient this thing is. Like, look at those diffs, huge. So I guess 21.3 liters per 100K is technically quite a bit worse than what the Power Wagon is getting in the city as well as the highway. Good mix there. But let me show you the average fuel economy of that Freightliner when it's towing a trailer. So that average is for, I believe it was like 3,600 kilometers, towing anywhere from like 40 to 80,000 pound trailer behind it. So keep that in consideration when I show you this clip. Now that's the trip average for the last couple thousand kilometers with towing, probably close to 80,000 pounds. Really not that bad. when you compare it to the Power Wagon pulling only like 9,100 pounds. So 28.9 liters per 100 kilometers when towing a large trailer anywhere from 80,000 pounds and below really is not that bad. That's about 8 miles per gallon. Again, not that bad. But here's where the Freightliner would absolutely crush the Power Wagon, is when the Power Wagon's towing a trailer like this. This is where the Freightliner would absolutely crush the old Power Wagon over there. When I towed this trailer with the Power Wagon, this was a 9,100 pound trailer. I towed it for 14 hours down the highway, and when it was all said and done, I averaged just about 26.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which is pretty gross when you consider the Freightliner towing like 80,000 pounds and getting 28.9 liters per 100 kilometers. So, you know, I can imagine if the Freightliner was to tow this trailer weighing 9,100 pounds, it would absolutely crush the Power Wagon in fuel economy towing this thing down the highway, which is kind of crazy to consider because, like we mentioned earlier, the thing weighs 2.5 times more weight than the Power Wagon. It's got 10 tires, it's 14 feet tall, it's wider, you know, it's got a huge 13-liter diesel engine in it, but I can say extremely confidently it would tow this trailer more efficiently down the highway than my Power Wagon did. So I guess technically the Power Wagon does still have a leg up on the Freightliner, and you would hope so. I mean, if the Freightliner was more efficient than the Power Wagon without considering towing, I think there would be a problem there. But if you want a fuel efficient vehicle, you can be smart like my wife and buy a Kia Forte over there. But if you want to be cool, you buy the freaking Power Wagon, because there is no price on coolness. And when you're cool like me driving the Power Wagon, you don't really care about fuel costs. I'm just kidding, guys. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, don't forget to leave that thumbs up. And if you like cool stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys on board. Got a bunch of cool stuff planned with, again, this very cool Power Wagon here. But yeah, enough of me. We'll see you in the next freaking video.